powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. As the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be?
Wow. It's already been one solid year since we bid a tragic farewell to Robin Williams, a true comic genius who left us far too soon with too many great laughs yet to be enjoyed. Can only imagine how Williams would have reacted to the current POTUS debates and battles, what might come from the lips of the man who once said, "Do you think God gets stoned? I think so. Look at the platypus." Let us sink for a few moments into the memory and the madness with the man who once penned lines for Robin, Joan Rivers, Rodney Dangerfield, so many others, veteran comedy writer and comedian in his own right, Jeffrey Gurian. Jeffrey, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and I think it's proper that as we start out, let's just, you and I for a moment in the audience, let's revel in Robin's first appearance on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, which was a classic moment of just Robin Williams madness. Here it is.
Where is home for you, or did you come from a home?
They said all the people in the institution, Tommy. If you haven't taken your medication yet, it's going to be fine.
They're back at 12.
Back at 12, yeah.
No.
How are you, Mr. Williams? I'm real fine now. Look at this thing. Look, Flipper. Right now there's a sound man going, "What are you doing?" Oh, God. I better relax. It's okay. I'm on TV.
It's all right, just...
You're a nice man. You won't hurt me.
No.
Hold on, just one sip.
Certainly.
Okay, thank you. Don't be afraid. The sores went away.
Hey,
Amazing.
Jeff, what was it
Amazing.
like just being around him, working with him? It just, when you sit in the presence of genius, it sometimes takes your breath away.
Well, I had the honor of working with him only once, to be honest with you. It was at the Friar's Roast for Richard Pryor. I had met him in those early days through Jack Rowlands, who unfortunately we lost this year as well, because I had contacted Jack, and he wanted me to meet Billy Crystal and Robin, who he was handling at the time, along with Woody Allen. Robin Williams was a one-of-a-kind. There'll never be another. He made it look so easy. As you can see on that shot with Johnny Carson, he didn't stop for a minute. And when you were in his presence, he was always on. It was nonstop laughter.
Is that one of the things, though, because it was nonstop laughter, he was always on, but the people that I've spoken to who knew Robin well, even they say, we knew that he was depressed, we knew that it was very tough for him in those later years, yet you didn't want to believe it. This was Robin Williams. How could this happen to a man like this?
Exactly. It's a year, but it hasn't softened the blow or the shock, because comedy is such a hard field to make a name for yourself in. And you couldn't have more acclaim, you couldn't have more respect from your peers, you couldn't have more success in every way, financially and every other way. And if that doesn't create happiness for you, then what does? You know, everyone is searching for happiness in this world, and we all think that it's based on our success and people loving you and accepting you. You couldn't have more worldwide love, not only nationally, but the whole world felt the loss of Robin Williams. And so what does it take to make a person happy? And that's what was so shocking to people about the way he left.
Isn't it fair to say, though, Jeff, that, I mean, a lot of comics these days are very hard-hitting, they're raw. I mean, we've had raw comics for a long time. But Robin Williams,
comedy has changed.
He made fun of himself. He was maniacal. Comedy has changed. Did Robin Williams leave anything behind that we can pull from and hope that it continues?
Well, he left a legacy of being yourself on stage. I mean, he was the ultimate in terms of, you actually saw on the Johnny Carson thing, he would go from one character to the next like nothing. I mean, he used to come to the comic strip and join in the improv group, and he just amazed people. That's why they say there's no one like Robin Williams. What he left people was an inspiration.
And I want to leave people with this. I think this is a good way to leave them. He had a last film that was out, but this coming Friday, his last movie where you won't see him, it's the voice of Robin Williams. It's Simon Pegg's Absolutely Anything. Here's a clip.
Dennis, be able to speak.
Biscuits.
What?
Biscuits.
Maybe if I make her love me like a little bit, you know, not so much that she wants to marry me.
For crying out loud, they're in the cupboard.
What?
Biscuits.
Well, I'm not going to give you a biscuit until you answer my question.
Biscuits. Red biscuits, black biscuits.
Is that all you think about?
Biscuits. Please, please, please.
I only got about 15 seconds left. How Robin would have just loved to see himself as a dog the last time we think of him.
I just want to say that despite all of his problems, he gave himself to charity. The last time I interviewed him and I saw him was at the Stand Up for Heroes thing, which was very dear to him. He gave his time to comic relief in the days that Bob Zamuda created that to help the homeless with he and Billy and Whoopi Goldberg. He always gave himself to charity. So despite the fact that he may have been battling his own demons, he stepped outside of that to help other people. That's the kind of person that he was, and that's how he should be remembered, not only for his talent, but for his big heart.
A loving man.
He had a big heart.
Jeffrey Gurian at ComedyMattersTV.com, the YouTube channel, Gurian News Network, and Twitter at Jeffrey Gurian. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us, my friend. Stay with us. The Hardline continues.